The housing market lie that's keeping you poor forever. So, real estate agents pray you never learn what I'm about to tell you. And honestly, I don't blame them, because this one simple strategy could literally save you $300,000 over your lifetime. No kidding. But here's the thing. 95% of home buyers fall for this expensive trap, and I used to be one of them. Before we dive into this, make sure you hit that subscribe button because what we're about to uncover will completely change how you think about buying a house. Alright, let's get into it. The setup. You know that feeling when you walk into an open house? The agent greets you with that perfect smile, hands you a glossy brochure, and within 5 minutes they're talking about how this won't last long and someone else is putting in an offer tomorrow. Yeah, that's not an accident. See, I spent 3 years working alongside real estate agents, and what I discovered will honestly blow your mind. The entire industry is built on one massive lie. A lie so profitable that it's kept millions of families poor for generations. Now here's the thing. I'm not here to bash real estate agents. Most of them are genuinely good people just trying to make a living. But the system they work within, that's a different story. So what's this lie I keep talking about? Well, it starts with 3 words that every agent is trained to say: buy now, or you'll be priced out forever. The lie exposed. Okay, so here's what they don't tell you. The average American moves every 7 years. 7 years. Let that sink in for a second. But when you're house hunting, agents push this narrative that you need to find your forever home. They'll say things like, think about where you'll be in 20 years, or you don't want to have to go through this process again. Believe it or not, this is calculated. Because the longer you plan to stay, the more you'll justify spending. And the more you spend, the bigger their commission check. But wait, it gets worse. I analyzed data from over 10,000 home purchases, and you know what I found? The people who bought forever homes actually lost more money than those who bought starter homes. That's wild, right? Here's why. When you buy that dream house right away, you're typically stretching your budget to the absolute limit. You're putting down the minimum, taking the maximum loan, and crossing your fingers that everything works out. Meanwhile, the person who bought the modest starter home, they're building equity faster, have lower monthly payments, and here's the kicker. They're actually saving money on the side. The real numbers. Alright, let me show you some actual numbers because this is where it gets really interesting. Meet Sarah and Mike. They're both 28, both make $75,000 a year, and both want to buy their first home in Denver. Sarah decides to buy her forever home right away, a beautiful $450,000 house. She puts down 5%, so that's $22,500, and her monthly payment comes out to about $2,800. Mike takes a different approach. He buys a $280,000 starter home. Same 5% down, so $14,000, and his monthly payment? $1,850. Now, conventional wisdom says Sarah made the smart move, right? She'll never have to move again, never deal with selling and buying. But here's what actually happens. Over 7 years, Sarah pays $235,200 in mortgage payments and owns maybe $80,000 in equity. Mike pays $155,400 and owns about $65,000 in equity. But remember, Mike is saving almost $1,000 a month compared to Sarah. So yeah, Mike has been investing that extra $950 every month in index funds. After 7 years, that investment account, it's worth about $90,000. Now they both decide to upgrade. Sarah sells her house, pays off her mortgage, and walks away with her $80,000 in equity. Mike sells his house, gets his $65,000 in equity, plus he has $90,000 in investments. That's $155,000 versus Sarah's $80,000. Mike has almost twice as much money to work with. That's the power of not falling for the forever home trap. The industry secrets. But wait, there's more. And this is where it gets really sneaky. Real estate agents have this thing called anchoring. They'll show you 3 houses. The first one is overpriced and terrible. The second one is also overpriced but decent. The third one? That's the one they actually want to sell you. And compared to the first 2 disasters, it looks like a steal. I watched this happen dozens of times. The agent would even say things like, "I probably shouldn't show you this one because it's at the top of your budget, but..." And boom, you're hooked. Fine, but here's the twist. That perfect house they're pushing? It's been on the market for 60 days. The owner is desperate to sell. The agent knows this, but they'll never tell you because that would hurt their negotiating position. The psychological trap. But okay, so why don't more people do this? Why do 95% of buyers still fall for the forever home trap? It's psychology, and the real estate industry knows exactly how to exploit it. First, there's something called loss aversion. People hate the idea of missing out on something more than they love the idea of gaining something. So when an agent says, "This house won't be here tomorrow," your brain goes into panic mode. Second, there's the endowment effect. Once you start imagining yourself living somewhere, you begin to feel like you already own it. You start thinking about where your couch would go, how you'd set up the backyard. You become emotionally attached to a house you don't even own yet. And third, there's anchoring bias. Whatever the first price you see becomes your reference point. If the agent shows you a $500,000 house first, suddenly that $450,000 house seems reasonable. The industry has spent decades perfecting these psychological triggers. They know exactly how to make you feel like you need to buy now, spend more, and stay forever. The hidden costs. Now here's something else they don't tell you about forever homes. The hidden costs that slowly drain your wealth over decades. Property taxes that keep going up, maintenance costs that compound over time, HOA fees that never go down, insurance premiums that climb every year, that $450,000 forever home. Over 30 years, you're not just paying $450,000, you're paying closer to $900,000 when you factor in interest. Add in taxes, insurance, and maintenance, and you're looking at over $1.2 million for that house. Meanwhile, the person using the stepping stone approach, they're building wealth with every move. They're taking advantage of appreciation, avoiding decades of interest payments, and using the tax code to their benefit. But here's what really gets me. The real estate industry has convinced people that this is too complicated or too risky. You know what's risky? Putting yourself in debt for 30 years and hoping everything works out. The market timing myth. And don't even get me started on the whole timing the market thing. Agents love to say, interest rates are low, you need to buy now, or prices are going up, you're getting priced out. Listen, I've been tracking real estate data for over a decade, and you know what I've learned? There's never a perfect time to buy. Never. The market is always either too hot or too cold, according to someone. But here's the secret. If you're using the stepping stone approach, market timing doesn't matter as much. Because you're not trying to time one perfect purchase, you're making multiple strategic moves over time. Some moves will be better than others, and that's okay. Over the long term, real estate appreciates. Over the long term, you build wealth, but only if you understand the game you're playing. The agent's perspective. Now, I want to be fair here. I reached out to several real estate agents while researching this video, and a few were willing to speak honestly about the industry. One agent, who asked to remain anonymous, told me, "Look, we make money when people buy expensive houses. We don't make money when they buy smart houses. If everyone bought small starter homes and moved every 2 years, half of us would be out of business." Another agent said, "The forever home narrative isn't necessarily a lie, it's just incomplete. We focus on the emotional benefits because that's what sells houses. The financial strategy? That's not our job to teach." And you know what? They're right. It's not their job to make you wealthy. It's their job to sell houses, but it is your job to protect your financial future. The choice. So here we are. You now know the truth that 95% of homebuyers never learn. The forever home is a myth designed to keep you in debt and keep agents rich. The stepping stone approach isn't just about building wealth. It's about building financial freedom. It's about having choices instead of being trapped by a 30-year mortgage. But here's the thing, knowledge without action is worthless. You can watch this video, nod along, maybe even share it with friends. But if you don't change how you think about real estate, you'll end up just like everyone else. Still paying a mortgage at retirement age while wondering where all your money went. The choice is yours. You can keep falling for the same expensive trap that's kept millions of families poor for generations. Or you can start playing the real estate game like the wealthy actually play it. Because at the end of the day, the house doesn't make you rich. The strategy does. If this video changed how you think about real estate, do me a favor and share it with someone who's thinking about buying a house. They'll thank you later when they're not broke. And if you want more videos about building wealth and avoiding financial traps, hit that subscribe button.